Vishaka ma'am is there? Vishaka ma'am, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Your name, ma'am, in Zoom ID?
Sir, Sharmila, sir.
No, I'm asking about Vishaka ma'am. She came, she
She's
came.
joining, sir. She's joining.
Okay, sir.
Manage, sir. She has joined.
Sir, is my audio okay?
Yes.
Yes, you are completely okay, ma'am. You are completely okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, thank you.
Dear participants, very good evening. We welcome you all for the fourth day International Faculty Development Program on Research Methodology on Qualitative Research. Without taking much time, let me invite all the faculty members, students. So let me welcome all the faculty members, students, and research scholars for this beautiful day. And today is Saturday. I thought that you people are going for, you people may not be able to come, but apart from that, many people came. As per the protocol, we start the class by 6 o'clock. We will end the class by 8 o'clock. So we hope everybody will join on time. Without taking much time, let me invite Professor Vishaka ma'am to introduce the chief guest to the forum and hand over in the session to Dr. Sharmila ma'am. Over to you, ma'am, Vishaka ma'am.
Okay. Hello, am I visible and audible? I can't see anything. Something's up with my screen. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, you're completely visible and you are audible, ma'am.
Okay, great. I think I could start, right? All right. It's our honor to welcome, I'm Vishaka, by the way. It's our honor to welcome Dr. Maria Sahaya Sharmila, an accomplished academic, eloquent speaker, and dedicated educator to address us today. As an assistant professor of English at St. Mary's College, Toothcoody, with over 2 decades of experience, Dr. Sharmila has inspired countless students through her work in Indian writing in English, feminist thought, myth, literature, and psychoanalysis. Her academic contributions include numerous national and international papers, a patent, several books, and prestigious accolades such as the Indo-Asian William Tyndale Distinguished Literary Award in English Language and Literature, Adarsh Vidya Saraswati Rashtriya Puraskar, which is a national award of excellence, and international awards like the Best Assistant Professor Award. Passionate about empowering women and enhancing language learning, she's also led projects like Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, focusing on rural entrepreneurship. One would need much longer time to learn about all her accomplishments. We must do with this brief version of it. She shares her expertise with young minds, giving guest lectures, and has been a resource person in many seminars and conferences. We are delighted to have her share her insights with us today. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving the introduction about the resource person. To add on few points, he's from my own native town. Since even though I'm working in Mumbai University, Mumbai, for what was it, Nirmala Niketan College of Social Work, which is affiliated to Mumbai University. I am from Pearl City, Tuticorin, a dead end of South India. So I'm happy. It is indeed. I'm very happy and privileged to welcome you, ma'am. While I was approaching Dr. Sharmila, ma'am, and without any hesitations, she told, "Okay, sir, I will come and take." So, dear faculty members, dear participants, and today we'll be having the in-depth analysis about literature review, and she'll be having teaching you various aspects of how to deal with the literature review on qualitative research. So, taking much time, let me hand over the session to Dr. Sharmila from St. Mary's College, Chotokorin. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to share my expertise on crafting literature review for qualitative research in this 15 days international FDP on research methodology, a qualitative approach. I would like to express my gratitude to IIDM Tamil Nadu, Southfield College, Darjeeling, West Bengal, and Department of Chemistry, Standard College for this wonderful opportunity. I am greatly indebted to Professor Bennett Rajadurai for introducing me to this academic venture. Today, am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yeah, thank you. Today, we dive into an essential component of research, the literature review. Whether you are a student, a scholar, or a professional, understanding how to critically analyze existing knowledge is key to advancing any field. But first, we should know what exactly is literature review and why it is more than just summarizing past studies. As we already know, literature review is the backbone of research. It helps us to identify gaps, build on existing theories, and it helps to justify our own investigation. It allows us to see the bigger picture, connecting the past insights with the present inquiries. In qualitative research, where understanding human experience and social context is vital, a well crafted literature review shapes the very foundation of our study. So, even before starting our research, that is our literature review, the first step is taking our literature. First step in research is doing the literature review only, because we should understand what we are going to contribute to the research. First, it helps us to find out or formulate what the before we could find out or formulate the research aim or objective. It is it is very essential or crucial to check the exact research problem, whether it has been already addressed. So before we could start our research, we should find out what has not been done in the research field. Only then we will be able to contribute something new to the research. So the first step, even before starting our research question, is to do the literature review. So, literature review is the longest stage in the research process. It starts even before formulating the aim and objective of our research. The main part of literature review is conducted after the formulation of research aims and objectives. We have to use wide range of secondary
Ma'am, the
data.
PPT is not seen on the screen.
Okay,
The
sorry.
PPT is not seen on the screen.
Yes, sir, yes.
Ma'am, I have made you as a co-host, ma'am, so that you
So
can share the screen.
now, sir, can you see?
Now it's okay, ma'am.
Now,
Now
sir?
it's okay.
Yes, visible, perfectly fine.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am, now it is visible.
Yes. In qualitative research, it is very essential to understand the human experience and the social context. The importance in quality researches should provide the context and rationale. It should identify the research gaps and support the methodology that is being used. First, before we could start, the stages that is involved here would be understanding the role of literature review in a qualitative research, and then how to the steps in crafting literature review, and then we will the sources that is there, that is how to select the sources, and the different tools to do the literature review, and how to synthesize. All these will be the components of today's speech. Um, First, we should understand why we conduct a literature review in a qualitative research. So, in qualitative research, so unlike quantitative research, While literature review is often focused on measuring variables and testing hypotheses, quality research requires contextual and interpretative approach. So first we formulate a critical interpretative act that informs the research questions. So the research question is, why are we conducting a research? So what is the purpose of conducting a research? Apart from academic purpose, we must contribute something to the knowledge, to the new a new knowledge, to the research, to the new academia. So first we have to be very clear. The research question should be clear, it should be focused, and it should have a specific question that the study aims to answer. That will be the research question. So it serves as a central focus of a research project and guides the entire research process from designing the study to analyzing the data. So research question is very, very important. So you should know why we are conducting the research. So just like that, you cannot do something. You should have a purpose for conducting the research. So research question should be clear, focused, and it should be specific to show that the study aims to answer. Then you have to establish a theoretical framework, because the theoretical framework, it forms the foundation by discussing relevant theories that guide the study. So what are the theories that you're going to use? It can be social constructivism, it could be phenomenology, it could be a grounded theory that will shape the research perspective. So on what are the theories that you're going to focus on or you're going to use? And then you have to uh, concentrate on the methodology that you're going to uh, use in this, what methodology you're going to follow. That is also very important. So there is these things are very important. And then you have to identify the uh, research gap. So that is the first, you have to formulate the research question. Then you have to establish a theoretical framework for your study, and then you have to identify the literature review. The purpose of literature review is to identify the research gap. So only there might be study in the past, the similar study could have been done in the past, similar research could be on the same topic, could have been done in the past, but you have to identify what gap is there in that previous study. So you have to identify the research gaps. So when you identify, literature review will help you to uncover what has already been studied, and it could help you find out where the gap really exists. For example, if the previous study focuses on urban communities, but if it has lacked, or if it has not focused on the rural perspectives, then you have to show that, or you can say that your study will be focusing on the rural perspectives on that particular topic. Then when you justify the methodological decisions, you can explain why a qualitative approach is more suitable for your study. So why you're using this method in your qualitative research. So particular methodology, you can by giving questionnaires or conducting surveys or conducting experiments, like that you can say with what methodology you're going to use in your study. So the role of literature review is you are helping us to find out the purpose of your study. So first it will give you the background, that is the question, research question. Then it will help you to frame the theoretical framework, and it will help you to, it will you guide you to choose the method that you're going to use. And then it is an iterative process, that is literature review and data collection, it co-evolves. So it is an ongoing process, and it will go hand in hand. The steps that it is involved in crafting a literature review. So the next step is to structure it effectively. So we have to craft your literature review. So clarity, coherence, and logical progression of ideas is very, very essential. So a well organized, a well structured literature review, it ensures that it is clear, coherent, and it has logical progression of ideas. So first, when you are crafting, when you are starting a literature review, first you have to give a introduction. So you give a brief introduction of your research topic, what topic you are going to handle, what topic you are going to take up. So what is your research topic? Then you have to give the purpose of the literature review, why you are making the literature review, the purpose of your literature review, and then you have to highlight the key themes that will be discussed in your reviews. And then you have to make a search strategy. You have to search strategically through that is in through articles, research articles, books, previous studies, because collecting all relevant material is very crucial for your study or research. So when you are there might be lot of uh, there is articles related to your study, books pertaining to your research, previous research that has been conducted by researchers. All these things you have to collect it. That is search. You have to. That is very essential. And when you have selected or collected all the essential materials, the next important thing is evaluating the sources that you have collected. The strong literature review does not merely summarize what has been done in the past. It has to analyze, and it has to critique what does the existing studies is, to establish a strong foundation for your own research. So just like that, you cannot give whatever has been done in the past. You cannot summarize what has been done in the past. You have to critically analyze what is there in the previous studies. So first you have, when you have already collected the essential materials for your research, you have to check the relevance to your research. So many articles read, even with the heading we get lot of articles for in English literature and all. In English literature, if you are working on psychoanalysis, we get many articles relating to psychoanalysis. But when you are doing a research, so you have, when you have got a papers, for example, you have collected some 15 articles relating to psychoanalysis. But when you are sitting, when you are going to craft your literature review, you have to find out whether the articles or the materials that you have collected, whether it is pertaining to your study, whether it is relevant to your study. All the psychoanalytical articles that you have collected might not be necessary for your study. So what angle you are going to continue in your work, in what perspective you are going to write your research, based on that the art, you have to check whether the article is relevant. Does the study directly related to your research question, whether it is going to help you or not? How does it going to contribute to the understanding of the topic? So all these questions we have to ask when you are collecting the material. So you have collected the material, but you have to check whether it is appropriate to your study. So how this material is going to help you to reach the research question or answer the research question, or how it is going to contribute to the understanding of the topic. And the most important question is thing that you have to check is the credibility and the reliability of the sources. So all the material that is available on the internet, or all that we come across, all the materials that we come across, cannot you cannot blindly believe it. You have to check the credibility and the reliability. So for that, you have to check whether it is from a peer reviewed journal, or it is published by a reputed journal, or the author. You can check the author's name, where you can also check the credentials of the author, whether he or she has written similar articles, or pertaining to the same study or the same topic. And so you have to first find out whether the author is credible, or the credentials of the author and the credibility of the article, whether it is from a peer reviewed journal or whether it is from a reputed journal. Then you have to also find about the theoretical and methodological strength and weaknesses of the article that you have taken. So the theories, that is, when you read the article, you have to find out whether the theories that underpin the study, what theories it is underpinning the study, are they appropriate to your study? So if it is psychoanalysis, what are the perspectives of psychoanalysis is being dealt in that paper, whether it is going to add to your question, or whether it is going to answer to your question, or whether some other theory has to be formulated, whether this theory is really essential for your work or not. All these things has to be checked. The methodology has to be checked. Does the methodology align with the research objective? So with whatever the method you are going to follow, whether that methodology will be will align with your research objective, the purpose of your study. And then you have to compare with other studies also. You cannot just blindly go about with one or two articles that you come across. You have to compare the article with the other articles that has been on the similar topic. So how does the research compare with to the similar studies, or how does it contribute it, or whether it supports or it contradicts, or whether it will expand to your existing knowledge? So you have to, when you choose a study, when you are taking a source, you have to clearly evaluate whether that source is uh, very essential for your work, whether it is credible, whether it is essential, whether the methodology used, whether the theories that are used is going to help to your study. And also you have to identify the gaps and limitations of the study. So what are the shortcomings of this? When you read an article, you will get a question. So why there is no connection between this idea and that, or this idea is left in middle, or why what are the, you might get further questions. So why this message is given, or there is no connection, there is no conclusion for this point. So with this is how you will find out the research gap. So the shortcomings in the study has to be identified. Are there missing perspectives, whether it is cultural or geographical or demographic gaps? All these things has to be questioned. So when you are crafting a literature review, when you are evaluating your sources, you have to also find to the themes. You have to find out the gaps and limitations in the previous study. Then you have to organize it thematically. So you, instead of organizing it in a chronological manner, instead of giving a chronological summary of the past, instead of organizing it in a chronological order, it is better to organize the based on themes. So themes that is relevant to your study. So theoretical framework, you have to discuss in your work the theories that inform your research, the theories that will be helpful to your research, the theory that will continue, or it will add on to the study, your present study. Then you have to also check the methodological approaches, compare how different qualitative studies have explored the similar topics. So based on ethnography or case study, all these things you can debate, you can find out, you can compare and contrast with the studies that had been done previously. And then you have to the relevance of the search, you have to check if if the article is so those days, no, we used to rely on there is the evaluating the sources critically only when you are when you are taking the sources. One second. Yes, the source selection. No, when you are those days when we were in 20 years back when we started our research, we only relied on the books and the libraries. But nowadays, the click of Google Scholar or Google search, you get lot of articles, books, everything has been available, but you have to check the credibility of it. So first you have to prioritize. So first you have to source selection in your qualitative research. You have to prioritize whether it is peer reviewed article, books, theses and reports from credible institutions, and seminal texts and recent studies. So you have to check before you take on lot of notes and download a lot of materials. So you should also check whether it is from a predatory journal, or whether you should be beware of predatory journals and over reliance on non-academic sources. So many articles on similar topic will be available, but you have to be very you have to check very whether it is from a non-academic sources or not. nowadays there are lot of AI driven um, tools are there for literature reviews, but AI materials are also there, but AI itself, it gives us a warning telling that all that AI is giving, you need not, you have to check the credibility of the source before using it for your research, or before using it, you have to check the credibility. So AI, even if you are using AI itself gives us a warning that you have to check it. So all that is given in AI cannot be true also. There might be false informations that might to a very great extent would lead us to a very great downfall. So next that you have found you within the next, after having sourced your after having downloaded your materials, after having evaluated the sources, the next thing is you have to organize your review. So first is you have to organize. So first you have to give a thematic approach to your work. So yes, thematic. Sorry, 1 second, I have lost the of it. Yes, I think we have seen this. You have to thematically arrange it. Thematic approach. You have to group the studies by topic. You have to relate your studies according. You have to group it according to it, and then you have to give a you cannot give it chronologically. You have to show development over time. You have to add on to the review. You have to every now and then you have to develop the research perspective. You have to develop it, and you have to compare and contrast with the previous studies that is given. And then theoretically you have to focus on the frameworks that is being used, and use a concept map of matrix for clarity. So when you are when you give it when you are designing it according to the when you design it, when you are making it a matrix, then you will be having a clear flow of your ideas. There will be a clear idea flow in for your work. So now we'll see the writing tips for your for writing a strong literature review. So first you have to be critical. So all that you have, all the materials that you have in your hand may not be adding to your research. So you be critical, and and just not just descriptive. You have to, whatever you have got, you cannot rely on it. You have to question it, and then you have to show relationships and patterns. So whether it is coinciding with your research, or whether the pattern is following you, you are having the same pattern, or whether it is different. All the things you have to take into consideration. So you use a clear transition and signpost. So
సెంట్రల్ ఏం లైక్ గేమ్ ఉంటుంది నేను
2015 HCU రాసిన ఎంటెక్ క్వాలిఫై అయినా, అంటే ఎగ్జామ్ క్వాలిఫై అయితే ఇంటర్వ్యూ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. ప్యానల్ ఉంటది. ప్యానల్ అది ఎట్లుంటుంది అంటే ఎంటెక్ నువ్వు మనం ఎంటెక్ చేయాలంటే వాళ్ళకి ఇంటర్వ్యూ
am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, but there is some disturbance in between. I don't know,
Yes,
somebody
sir, yes,
speaking.
sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, please mute.
So you use a clear transition and signpost. So as you that is each stage you have to note down, you have to jot it down. You use a personal journal so that you will be able to keep track of your research. So you see, you use clear transition and signposting so that you'll be moving. There'll be a movement in your. There'll be a transition. There'll be next. You'll go to the next stage of your research. Then maintain academic tone, but be engaging. So you have to, when you are writing, you cannot write all that you feel. You have to keep up to the academic tone by engaging. And then by referencing style, you have to use so for each branch of knowledge, we follow different. For English, we follow MLA style. For certain, for for ELT, we follow APA format. So likewise for science, you might follow APA. For economics, I think it is APA. So for each, the referencing style has to be maintained consistently. And another one thing is, you have to when whatever article you are using for your study, you have to carefully maintain the bibliographic references. So you have to keep references correctly so that you will not be lost in the end of your study. So because all that you have seen, or all the materials that you have come across, you'll be very overjoyed, or you'll be very enthusiastic to take note of everything, but we might miss the citation details from where in the later period of your study. We might not know from where we have taken the particular material. So it is very essential to keep note of the citation details also. So in AI, now that we are in the technological world, there are many research review tools in AI. So here are certain, I have given you some 17 AI driven tools that is nowadays being used by researchers. So for example, the first one, OTO, it is AI driven tool which helps you to collect a wide range of data sources from bookmarks, tweets, books, extensive books, and even YouTube videos. And then it also gives us the exact key takeaways with the detailed AI generated notes and source grounded, so question and answer chats. It also drafts the outputs using sources that we have collected. So OTO is a AI research and writing partner. And the next one is Science Open. So an open alternative to paywall research. So it is this scientific research engine is freely accessible with a visually appealing and functional designs. So these search results are clearly labeled for the publication type, number of citations, Almatrix scores, and allows for filtering also. Then the Semantic Scholar, it is a powerful tool for researchers who are looking to access and analyze scholarly literatures. So this tool, no, it enhances researchers and unlock valuable insights from academic papers. So it is a very go-to platform for researchers who are seeking in-depth knowledge or exploration of scholarly literatures. And then Research Rabbit, it is a AI-powered app that helps researchers find, organize, and analyze research papers. Research Rabbit is used to scan AI to scan the web for relevant scholarly articles. You can search by keywords, topics, by author name, etc. with this Research Rabbit, and you can add them to your collections also. You can organize it as you collect. You can organize your collections with this Research Rabbit tool. Ryan is the next tool. It helps us to conduct systematic literature reviews. So a comprehensive research process that involves identifying, evaluating, and synthesizing is available with this. All available research on a particular topic will be given by this Ryan. It also helps to quickly go through even the most significant research reviews. So this is another important and a very effective tool. Next one, sixth one is SciScape. It is again an AI-powered literature review tool. It excels in helping users find, read, and it also comprehends the research papers. So the Science Space is has a research assistant called Copilot, which provides explanations, summaries, and answers to the users, which is and navigates the research papers also. Then the lens, it is again and it's a wonderful tool that allows you to search for scholarly literature and patents also. The research engine is free to use for the public, though charges are occurred for additional functionality. So this is after when you after a certain particular after a particular level, it asks for payment. Next one is Scholarcy. It can helps you with your academic reading. It creates flashcards. It generates bibliographies. It can help find related research, and it also identifies essential article information. uh, it helps to summarize an article. Just by clicking the summarize button, it gives you a summary of the article that you are reading. Instead of reading going through pages and pages, it gives you the summary of that particular article. It is Scholarcy is an excellent option. Elicit.org is a streamline of process of extracting, organizing, and synthesizing information from various sources. So it helps you to delve deeper into the academic pursuit, and it also helps us to uncover valuable insights. The Citation Reco, it is an open source web app. It helps to discover relevant scientific literature than your average keyword based search engine. So just going through Google search, instead of Google search, this gives us a scientific literature, relevant scientific literature will be given by this app. The next one is Cite AI. It is a popular literature review tool. It transforms the literature research process for scholars. So it has an innovative citation analysis feature. It helps to the researcher to evaluate the credibility and impact of scientific articles. So it is Cite AI. It is helps in scientific articles. So it gives us valuable insights. The researcher can make informed decisions when incorporating scientific articles to their work. The Lateral is an AI powered app once again. It can help you with your academic research, find relevant research, organize your findings, and it helps to write a better paper. Lateral can help you manage your literature review workflow, keep track of your sources, and helps in citation. And also, it can access your information anytime and anywhere. It can help you to access the information that you have already stored. Disler SR. It is a reliable literature review tool trusted by many of the researchers because it is user friendly. It has a user friendly interface, and it helps in advanced search capabilities. Conscientious AI. It is a new search engine tool that uses artificial intelligence to extract and distill findings directly from peer reviewed studies. So it finds evidence-based answers from scientific research very quickly and very easily also. You can use various features of refined to refine your search using this conscience AI. It helps you save your time and effort in finding reliable information from scientific research. Next one is RAX. It is a reading assistant. It helps you organize, annotate, and collaborate your research work. This is a very wonderful tool where it helps you to fine tune your literature search. It also generates summaries, it highlights, and also it helps in comparing ideas. And it can share and discuss literature with your team. So you can use RA to create different projects of your research topics. It can help you import articles from various sources. It helps to annotate them and also gives you notes and comments and make it a personal suggestion for further reading. Servrex, Sesrev is also a literature review tool, which is AI driven tool for article review. It helps in article review, screening, collaborating, and data extraction. By leveraging machine learning, it explores the academic publication, abstracts, and PDF documents. This platform is completely free and it helps to support public and open access projects exclusively. Read by QXMD is a versatile literature review tool. It can help the user create a daily personalized field with new research papers on chosen topics or journals. With Read, users can access open access articles with a single click by making it easy to stay up to date with the latest research in their field. So uh, um, these are these are the most important tools that has been that helps in literature review, which is AI driven. So, but all that AI gives need not be correct. But even when you are when it gives you, this will help you to concise or summarize or organize your work. But whatever we are getting from the AI platform, we have to check the credentials. We have to check whether the authenticity of the article that it gives you. So next is you have to, what are the pitfalls you have to avoid when you are when you are in your literature, doing your literature review. Yes, so because we are doing your research the first time, we'll be overloaded with the enthusiasm. We'll be having lot of summaries. We'll be downloading lot of materials relating to our research. But most of them we won't be touching even for the very first time. With the few articles that we have collected, we'll be completing our research. But so you don't overload yourself with a lot of summaries. Sometimes it will confuse you. So overloading with some, these are the common things that we have to avoid. So overloading with summaries, you should not be overloaded with summaries, because you won't know where to, which all to include and which all to exclude. So, and when the next important point is ignoring contradictory findings. So usually we are having a research topic in our mind, because we are having a hypothesis in our mind, we'll be driven to choose articles or choose study or materials that is relevant to that is for our that is giving a positive note to our research. But we will clearly ignore the contradictory ideas or contradictory findings. So, but that is very important when you are coming across a contradictory findings. That is very important. So only when you come across contradictory findings, you should be very careful why there is a contradictory finding. So why there is why is a certain study is there which is going against us. So we have a point, we think this point is correct, but why some people have given a negative, or there is a contradictory idea to your research. So when we are getting a contradictory idea, you have to more work on your research. You have to, you should not ignore contradictory findings. So some of us we might leave out, we might ignore what is contradictory to our research. But when you come across a contradictory finding, you should critically analyze it. Then failing to connect to your research question. Sometimes we'll be overloaded with summaries, we'll be overloaded with the answers or topics, but you might miss it. Sometimes the topic might be misleading. So once when I came across one of my friend who started a research with psychoanalysis but ended in another topic. So almost when she was completing her research, almost when she was completing her PhD, only she came to find out her research question was something different and her research finding was something different. So because she did not follow whatever material she had, whatever idea she was using, she missed track of the research question that she had. So her psychoanalysis ended up in counter discourse. So what happened is, when she was about to complete her synopsis, when she was about to submit her synopsis, she found out that her research question was different, and her finding was her research was going on a different track. So you have to always check whether you are. So they what did they do? What they did was they completely changed the research topic. The heading was changed according to the new findings, and then she submitted. So that will create unwanted tension in us. It will create stress. Sometimes it will lead to depression also. So when you are when you are carrying out your research, you have to be you have to check whether whatever study you are undertaking, whether you are following to the research question, whether it is answering your research question. And then you should, as I told you, you have to keep a structure and flow. There should be a flow of idea. There should be a development in your idea. If there is no development, then your research cannot move. So you have to check whether the structure is there, and whether you are following a structure, whether there is a flow of idea, whether the idea is moving towards the next step. Then inconsistent citation and referencing. As at the beginning itself, citation is very, very important. So when my students, then they do their projects, PG projects, they complete their project and come, and when I ask where is the citation, they say I took from this book, I took from that book, I took from this internet source. So but the end of this, when they submit their thesis, they will find out that they would have missed from where they had taken it. So as and when you referencing, you have to note down the citation from where you are taking it. So when you are using a material, when you are reading a material, you have to jot down, you have to write it out, so that you will not miss all the citation in the end, instead of struggling in the end. As and when you are using this the web, when you are using a article, when you are using a study, you have to make a note of the citation and the referencing, so that you will not be you will not be ending up in a disaster in the end of your study. So literature review and research design. So after having made a literature review, you have to check whether you have the selection of participants are correct. You have how you have reviewed your influence, how the selection of participants are correct, the choice and data collection methods are right, and you have to check with analytical lens or theoretical framework whether it is right, and whether you have grounded theory. So grounded theories means the new theory that you have formulated using your study. So the grounded theory, it needs minimal pre-reviews, but if you are using a phenomenological theoretical framework, then you have to have a theoretical framing. So it needs a theoretical framing. So you have to have a research design. So this literature review that you have made will help you to design your research, so that your study will be moving out systematically and smoothly. And literature review is an ongoing process. So you have to update your review throughout the research. So as and when you are doing your research, you have to update it. You have to go about it thoroughly. So you have to keep a reflexive journal. So a reflexive journal is nothing but a personal journal or a personal diary, which will help, where you will be keep noting about your research. So this will help to integrate your new insights. So whenever you come across a new idea, whenever you come across a new article or something that will an experiment or something that will help you for your research, you will take note of it. And not only that, you should be staying alert, and you have to check to the emerging studies. So the author will be writing. You have to check whether the author has written in English literature. If you are writing, if you are doing a research on a living author, so you have to check whether the author has published another work, or if she is what she is going about. If you are working on something like data analysis or AI, then you have to check for new ideas that have been brought up, or new inventions that has been brought up, and you have to keep note of it to the keep note of it also, because you have to stay alert to the emerging studies, new studies that is coming up to your in your same area of your research. Okay. Then now that we have done all the research, you have to synthesize the your research, because synthesizing of that is a very important step in your research, because it will help to develop a clear and concise narrative in your literature review. That is beyond, it goes beyond summarizing. It should not summarize, it goes beyond summarizing, where you compare, contrast, and you also generate different perspectives and key ideas, key themes, and research gaps in your works. Okay, so that is what is very important. So when you are that is you have to identify the common themes that is there in your work. So you have to look in for recurring ideas, patterns, concepts that you that come across multiple studies. For example, if your study is highlighting on student disengagement in online learning, then you have to, this can be grouped into a central theme. So when you're coming across a article that is relating to students disengagement in online studies, then you have to group them as a central theme. Then you have to compare and contrast, so discuss the similarities, and you also should discuss about the contradictions. So, for example, if a work that is written by Smith and Brown in 2020 about online students' lack of motivation, that has to be compared with Martin's, which was written in 2019, which argues that self-paced learning fosters autonomy of the students. So, when you come across different studies on online learning, then you have to compare and contrast why this person has given his idea regarding the students lack motivation, when the teachers teach them that their way of studying is different. But in 1919, a person has written that self-paced learning helps the student to have autonomy over learning. So why this? Then you have to contrast it. Then you have to link to the theoretical frameworks. Okay, so that is we have to relate to the key theories, whether it is constructivism, phenomenology, ground theory. If the study discuss on a later autonomy, link them with the self-determination theory to provide a deeper explanation. So you have to highlight the research gaps also, what past research have overlooked, and how your study is going to fill that gap. Well, like for example, you can say that while the previous study focused on students' experience, some of the researchers have explained on the role of instructors, the teachers, in shaping the engagement on online learning. So when these two contradictory ideas are there, you can say that you can give the research gap there. Previous studies they focused on students' autonomy, but here few authors have said that role of instructors is very essential. So role of instructors in online learning has to be dealt with. So that will be the research gap in this study. So likewise, create a logical flow, arrange the studies thematically, as I told you, not chronologically, thematically, to show the progression of ideas. So when there is theme 1, theme 2, theme 3, so you can show the progression of your ideas. And then you have to use signpost, and then you have to connect the studies smoothly. So by the you have go about with your thing, with your study. A structured literature review It enhances readability and strengthens an argument of your research. Yes. So, so this is how you have to craft your research. Okay. So then, yes, literature reviews are foundational. It is not optional. Yeah, it is foundation. It is very essential. In a qualitative research, they are dynamic and interpretive. A strong literature review demonstrate your grasp, so how well you have crafted your literature review. That will tell you how well versed you are there in the literature review. So now that we have learned about the literature review, uh, we can now go about in finding out in crafting our own literature review. So each you must be scholars or independent researchers. You can now take the materials that you have. You can make a literature review with the. You can make a literature review. First, you can give the purpose and scope of your research. Then you can you can evaluate the source, whether what you have taken is from a reliable source, whether it is from a peer-reviewed journal or whether it is from a well-known research journal, a credible research journal. And then you have to go about with the themes, debates and gaps, find out the gaps, and then you have to bring a cohesive understanding of your research. Shall we go about with this? You can now make a research literature review with the research that you have, with the papers that you have. Yes, if you have any questions in this, you can ask, and then we can also go about to the with a literature review.
Ma'am, all the papers or the literature review sites I've shared mostly belongs to the science segment, and I am a person of management. So, which all you would suggest for people who belong to the management segment?
Literature review, ma'am. So first
Yes, ma'am.
you have to find out what are the previous. So in management, what you would be having a topic. You would have already framed a research question, a research topic you would be having in your mind.
Yes.
So based on that, you have to make a study. You have to go about, find out with clue words about that topic. Can I have the topic that you have in your mind, ma'am?
Mm-hmm. Ma'am, right now the topic is not very much clear, but my question here is like in a slide you have shared no best literature review tools. Max of them belongs to the science segment. So I'm asking which one would you suggest for the literature review tools for management? Yes, ma'am, this one.
Ma'am, here literature there is there is a reading partner is here. Okay, there
Mm-hmm.
is so it will help you. So for example, science base, though it is from a science base, there is a scholar C. This is for any branch. So
Mm-hmm.
these will read you the article, and it will help you to. It will give you the concise what is the summary of what is there in that article, so you can understand. So if you are there is when you are searching for an article, you will be the article that was related to your branch. So that article it will
Mm-hmm.
read out, and it will give you the essential about the summary of the article that is given there. So, Scholarcy is
Ma'am.
a platform
Mm-hmm.
where you can search for a related article that you are going to search. For example,
Mm-hmm.
relating to business, I'm sorry, management. You are, for example, you are on marketing. You are right. You are going to search something related to marketing. So if you are
Mm-hmm.
if you have already if you are giving a word like marketing or research related to marketing, it will give you the articles related to your research. And from that, if you select a particular article, it will read and tell you, it will give a summary of the whole article in a shortened form. So when you are reading it, you can find out whether that article will pertain to your research or not, whether it is according to your research design, or it is some other, all that is there available in internet may not be for our study. So in management you might have, in marketing you might have some other perspective of marketing. So that article might not be, but if it is pertaining to your angle of research, then you can take it. If it is not according to your angle, then you can leave out that article, you can go in for some other article. So likewise, RAX is also a reading assistant for researchers only. Even that will help you
Mm-hmm.
to read. Likewise, Cervex also, it collaborates. Okay, it finds out 2-3 articles relating to the same field, and so
Mm-hmm.
it will help you to find out which will be very useful to our research. So these tools, now all the tools might not be useful to us. We have to analyze, we have to make a search which will be very easy for us. This research rabbit is also very important, very easy, and tool that will be helping us to find out a paper
Ji.
that will be made. The
Ma'am,
paper will be made
if
easy.
it is, Ji.
Yes.
Ji, ma'am. Ma'am, if it's fine, can you please narrate us how to look for the best suitable paper through any of these tools?
Sorry,
Matlab
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
practically.
Please repeat.
Ma'am, is it possible for you to share the whole, matlab, how to find the best suitable research paper using any of these literature review tools?
Ma'am, that is the research topic. According to the research topic, only we can find out the tool, no, ma'am. The research topic for me, I am from a literature background. So,
Just from a demo perspective, nothing specific.
I have a
In
question.
general, it's just.
Hello.
okay.
Ma'am, ma'am, just like how can we put the correct keyword so that we can find out the best
Yes.
papers our literature?
For example,
Sometimes what happens if we search for, like, if we have to search for flu, so there are different types of flu: influenza flu or H1N1 flu. So what happens when we search for flu, so it shows only a particular set of literature, but we want to have a broader literature. So any of the methods, like putting a correct keywords, I mean to say.
So if we can have a little bit
for
of
flu.
like practical
No, it's
visual of that.
not example of a flu, any kind of an example, so that, like, whenever
Yes.
we are doing any search, we put a keyword, but then we don't get
I want to know whether you want me to, for this tools you are asking, or
no,
just
no, no,
to
not
literature
that.
review for literature
Just in
review.
general. Just in general. How can we search a good literature papers? What kind of a keyword should we put in according
Hello.
to our research topic?
Uh, Actually, my net is here fluctuating. I'll try here.
Can I uh
Yes, ma'am.
can I say something?
Hello.
Say the person asked about the keyword. Keyword, the resource person cannot give suggestion about your keyword. Keyword depends upon your research, right? Right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Suppose you're asking the keyword about the flu. It depends upon about the research papers and research area will be different depending upon the individual's work, research work. So the resource person cannot supplement your accurate answer. Sorry, guys. What do you say?
That's
Ma'am,
fine. You are
actually we
correctly
didn't ask it about like that. We thought of that there might be some strategy to put the
Sorry, ma'am, can I say
not
something?
put.
Hello. Are you
Excuse me, ma'am,
able to
if I
hear?
may, if I may
Yes.
explain, because I think I got the hunch what she's trying to say. The respected lady, she's trying to say that if possible, could you please show us how can we actually find a specific research paper using any of the keywords that you
Any
would
of the
want to share, like based
yes.
upon however you feel comfortable with. Could you please share something with us so that we are able to understand how can we find it ourselves as well? I guess that's what she's trying to say.
I have a question too. If you allow me, can I ask?
Yes.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I just want to inform that the tools that the ma'am has shown now, they are all AI tools, and because I'm doing a PhD on related to AI, I can just inform everyone that these tools are basically, they help you to do semantic search. So, like for example, it depends also on your research question. If you have something in your mind, you can write the question in the search bar, and then the tool will automatically take out some studies that are very related to your question. So this is how you can get help from these tools. But if, for example, you are looking for certain papers and other resources that are very near to your topic of research, you need to first know exactly what you are trying to study. Then only you will be able to use all other tools effectively. Regarding the management, there are other resources also you need to check, like Ebescos and Science Direct. These all sources also you need to check. You cannot only depend on AI tools. AI tools are helpful when you have already done certain kind of research in other topics using other databases. And then when you have your research question, then you can do some semantic research further to get some studies that are very to be more confident on your findings that you are gathering from different types of sources. This is what I wanted to share with everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely said in the starting of a literature review that we should first form the research question, then the objective, then only we can get a good literature review. That is what we were asking, but there are some like strategies of putting keywords to get a relevant literature. Just like we put and, if we put a two keywords and put and, we will get a topic related to that only. The questions we will get, the literature we get, including those two words. If we put a keyword with
Yeah,
or in a
you are
Google, we get
right.
either or
Yes,
about
ma'am.
AI.
Yes.
This literature review, ma'am, has, and you also, thank you for giving answer. I am totally satisfied with the answer, and thanks again to ma'am. I This has been a very very good session. So I have been attentive from the beginning to the end. Ma'am, thank you so much for discussing so lucently literature review. Thank you so much.
Hello, ma'am. I am Sandeep Sharma, a PhD scholar from JG University, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. I have a question. Am I audible, ma'am? Hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
Hello?
Ma'am, my question is basically when we are doing the literature review, do we need to keep in mind the UGC framework and guidelines also, means from the Indian context, or we can generalize, globalize the topic and then search it?
Hello? Yes. Sir, question session போயிட்டு இருக்கு. நான் வந்து
And am I able to put my question properly?
நான் வந்து இது லிட்டரேச்சர் ரிவ்யூ ஆன்சர் ட்ரைனிங் அப்படி போயிடலாம்னு நினைச்சேன். அதுவே அவங்க கொஸ்டின்ஸ் ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க.
Hello.
அதான் அவங்க இது இது
And my question is about sourcing the papers for the literature review while we are searching for the research papers. Do we need to keep in mind some of the UGC guidelines also, that is its Indian context, or we can just search the paper from the global pool?
Sharmila ma'am, am I audible? Ma'am, am I audible? Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, sir, you're audible. Yes.
Yes, you can start, ma'am. Dear participants, let us complete the class first and then we can go for discussion. Let us complete the class and then we can go for discussion.
Yes, sir. So we have seen how we have to, what are the essentials in your in literature review, the purpose, and how to craft, and how we have to synthesize. This is what we saw. I would like you all to take a paper, choose an article related to your topic, and how you will frame your literature review. That is what I wanted you all to do. So, what I would like to give as example is about online teaching. So, how student online teaching would be effective, made on a study by Smith and John Brown. Okay, so they have made a topic like lived experience on online learners, a phenomenological study. So when you are doing a research on something related to this online learners virtual learning environment, so when you are making a study, you take 2-3 articles as a literature as a material of your study. So when you take a literature, when you get an article, first you have to check whether they are relevant to your research. So for a student who is doing a research on student engagement in virtual learning environment, then this article might be of help. So this is something, because this is a article which is on lived experience on online learners. So this article will be also helpful for a person who is doing on virtual learning environment. So next is you have to check whether it is from a peer reviewed journal, or it is whether it is from an established researcher. So not all researcher can contribute to a good research. So when you are in an online platform, you get a lot of articles. For that you have to first check whether the article that you have taken is really very useful or credible. So whether it is from a peer reviewed journal which strong, or a journal which has strong reputation in educational research, and then you have to check whether the author is from an established researcher who has multiple publication on the same field. So when some writer might write on one topic, he might keep on changing. A person who is constantly writing on a similar topic will be would have made lot of research on a particular topic, on the same topic. So what he is contributing will be stronger than a person who writes a topic for a first time. So you have to check the credibility and reliability also, and you have to also see whether the sample size that is being taken by the writer, whether it is small sample size or a larger one. So, example, this Smith and White, Smith and Brown, they have taken a sample size of 15 students. Okay, for example, if he has taken a sample size of relatively smaller, okay, 15 students, then that is something we have to keep note of, because that might not help us. Okay, so then next, when you are going on to the theoretical or a methodological framework, you should see whether the study is using phenomenological approach, because it captures the in-depth personal experience. Phenomenological approach, it looks into the in-depth personal experiences, or the data. You have to check whether the data collection is including semi-structured interview, or it allows flexible or rich responses, all these things. So but this research that is given, that the paper that is about Smith and Brown, that paper, that study, it does not consider triangularity. That is, it doesn't that is doesn't have interviews or other data sources or discussion forums. So if it is having triangularity, then it would have been strengthened, that it will have a valid strengthened validity. So next is, you have to compare the with the other studies. So when you are you have to check whether the same paper is aligning with another paper. So only with one paper alone, we are not going to study. You will be having you will be coming across, you will be a similar topic, you will be coming across many papers. So when you are you have to another paper written by Johnson and Lee in 2018, and as I told you, Martin in 2019. When you are comparing the study, you find that Johnson and Lee's work is assigning, he is in his work found outline, it shows that online learners struggle with motivation. So when in that case, we have to check whether online online learning is good, or online learning, the learners are struggling. The same thing, Martinez, who has published his paper in 2019, he says that self-paced learners, that is online learners, they have autonomy. Students are having autonomy rather than disengagement. So both the ideas are contradictory in nature. So when you are doing a research, you have to check whether the papers are similar or contradictory. So when you are coming across a message or an article that is contradictory to your views, then we have to be very careful in noting down what it is, why it is contradictory, and how your paper could also be contradictory, or it could align with the topic. Then you have to identify the research gaps and limitation. The study identifies challenges. Actually, the particular study, it identifies the challenges on online learning. So it lacks peer interaction or technical difficulties. So that is the challenge that is found in the study, in the paper that is written by Smith and Brown. So the study identifies challenges in online learning, where the students, or the students, they lack, the online learners lack peer interaction. So they don't have there is no fellow students there to interact with them, or they won't have there are technical difficulties in their learning, where they lack motivation because there is no teachers to guide them. So all these are the gaps and limitations. So it does not explore that is this research, it does not explore the instructor's teaching styles. So because the students learning capacity, a student's learning, it is being guided by how the teacher teaches. So we have been we had learned in a technical school environment. We know when we learn from a teacher in a face-to-face learning, that is more effective than online learning. So we came to be online learning. We have now after pandemic we are facing online. We have seen both the phases of teaching, traditional teaching method as well as online teaching method. So we ourselves we have found out that students they lack motivation. They are the personal touch of the teacher is not felt in online learning. So this can be the research gap in for this paper also. So however, it does not explore how instructors teaching style impact engagement with an important gap. So that will be, so you should say that when you are writing a literature review, you can say that this gap will be addressed in my literature review. So when you are finally giving summarizing or synthesizing your literature review, you will be telling that the strengths and limitations of the work. So you will say that using appropriate phenomenological method, strength is you use appropriate phenomenological method to explore the students' experiences in online learning. Then you can also say that this research gives us rich, detailed narratives from students' perspective because it is an online learning by a student-centered learning. Then you can also say that it is published in highly credible journal, so by an experienced researcher. So this paper is a valid paper, or this particular paper that I'm taking for review is it has a lot of strengths. At the same time, you should also mention about when you are writing a literature review, you should also say the limitations of the review. So you should say that it has simple sample size, small sample size, that is only 15 students are taken as sample. And you can also say that it is focusing only on students. It lacks focus on the instructor or the teacher or the teacher's influence on the students. And then you should say that then you can, so the strengths and limitations you should say, and then you can say how this study will inform my research. So how this study, that is how this literature review is going to reflect in your work. So you should say that you can tell that supports my argument that student engagement is a key challenge in online learning. So when I say through this literature review of the paper that I reviewed of Smith and Brown, so through this paper I come to know that this paper will support my argument that student engagement is a key challenge in online education. Sorry. So, and the gap, that is a literature gap in this particular paper is the instructor-student interaction is missing. The student and the
Excuse me,
teacher.
ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, last 10 minutes of your presentation. After 7:30, we have a discussion, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, last 10 minutes of, yes.
So this is the literature, the highlight the gap is the what is the literature gap that is in this paper is there is instructor student interaction is missing. So that will be the literature the gap in this paper. So after having analyzed or after having crafted the review, so how you will synthesize? So for a quality literature review, synthesizing information is very, very important. So to develop a clear and concise narrative in a literature review, should go beyond summarizing studies. So you should not just summarize what Smith and Brown has told in their article. So you should compare, contrast. So you have to use 2-3 articles. So when Smith and Brown has told this, Martin has told this. Martin has contradictory ideas about this. And John Lee has given a different perspective of the same idea. So you have to give comparing, contrasting, and integrating different perspectives from different ideas, and also highlight the themes and research gaps that is there in the literature, that is the article that you have made, you have reviewed. So you have to see to identify the common themes, recurring ideas that is there in the paper or the number of papers that you are reviewing, the patterns that they have used, whether they are accepting the patterns that is the flow of ideas, the ideas and patterns and concept that is used in the literature, in that paper. So not just one paper, multiple studies. You have to go through multiple studies. Okay. So when you are when you are taking this particular online student learning, you can say that you can highlight that student disengagement in online learning is there. This can be grouped into a central theme. So you can make this point as a central theme. Students disengagement is online learning, and then you have to compare and contrast with similarities and contradictions. As I told, Smith and Brown's work can be contradicted with Martin's work. That is, they said that online students lack motivation, but whereas Martin said that self-paced learning fosters autonomy. So compare and contrast. Then you have to give a theoretical framework, like relating to the theories, whether it is phenomenology, constructivism, or grounded theory, new theory that you have formulated. So if studies discuss later autonomy, learner autonomy, then you have to link self-determination theory to provide a deeper explanation. So self-determination theory can be included in your study. And then you have to highlight the research gap that has been found out. So what past research has overlooked. In the past, how they have made a study fills the what past research has overlooked, and how your study is going to fill the gap that is there. So how you can write in your research, so how you can give in your review your while previous studies focused on students' experience, few writers have examined that the role of instructors' role is also very important in engaging in online learning. So not just students alone cannot learn on their own. So teachers' effort should also be there. Teachers' role is also important in shaping their online learning. So then you have to also create a logical flow of thought. So arrange the studies thematically, not chronologically. Show the progression of ideas. So one idea should build up to the next one. So you should not in chronological order, but thematical order. And then you have to also connect to the studies smoothly. So each idea has to be connected logically, so that there will be a flow of idea which will help in bringing up a concise whole. So structuring the literature review is very, very important. That is your organizing your review is very important in order to give a clear and logical manner. So a well-structured literature review enhances readability and strengthens the argument for your research. So a good literature review is very important. It should be clear, concise, and it should be it should connect your past knowledge with the new discoveries. So it should be overall development should be there, so that you will be contributing something new to the new knowledge. Okay, understanding the role of literature review is very, very important. Critically evaluate the sources that you have got. Then you have to compare, contrast, and analyze, and then you have to structure it effectively, so that you will be contributing something new to the existing knowledge. I hope I have made it clear to you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the presentation. Dear participants, now the floor is open for discussion. You can ask your doubts. I hope that when Sandeep Sarma sir was talking, I have muted him. Yes, Sandeep sir, you can ask your question, sir. From Sandeep sir, we can have the discussion session now.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, my question was related to when we are finding the research papers for our LR. In that case, do we need to keep in mind certain guidelines by UGC also? Because we are also doing our PhD in India, so it comes under the UGC guidelines. So do we need to keep something in mind regarding those also, or we can just globally search the content and take them as our literature review papers?
So literature review is, you'll have a research question in your mind. I don't know what UGC. Our research should go to the through according to the UGC guidelines. But research, you're starting your research. First, literature review is the first step. You have a research question in your mind, and with that as a beginning, you are going to start your research. So you collect articles, and you are checking whether that article is going to help you to to continue your research, whether it is going to support your research question, or it is going to answer your research question, or whether it is contradicting to your question, whether it is going to develop your uh, research flow. That should be kept in mind.
Okay. No, actually, I wanted to point out here that my guide has pointed me out to look for the researches in the Shodh Ganga also, right?
Yes, sir.
So what happened is actually my title is Creativity Nurturing Behavior for Fostering Innovative Mindset in the Indian Organization. So I
Yes, sir.
find very less papers in Shodh Ganga about this topic. So
Yes.
it was in connection to this only I had asked whether can I directly go on searching for the LR papers from the global authors, or do I need to emphatically see into Shodh Ganga and see if some Indian papers are available, though they might
So
not
we
be as highly citable as the other papers that I find on ResearchGate or Research Scholar.
Yes, Google Scholar, InflipNet. You can search. That is,
Because ma'am, you have
you
vast
can collect
experience
as
in
many
this,
art.
so that was the reason of putting this question.
Yes, sir. We can. That is research. Collecting your article, collecting material for your research. It's the first step where you can see from, you can collect from many sources. That's what I said. You have to see to the credibility of that article, whether
Yeah,
it is
because
from a
normally
peer-reviewed
what
journal.
the credibility we look for an article is, the more the number of citations that paper has, the more credible we feel
Yes, sir.
that it is, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
So my question
Yes,
was
sir. The
more
credibility
towards
of the thing is number of citation for that paper, and
correct,
also whether you can yes, from whether it is from a peer reviewed. For example, if it is from a Scopus or Web of
correct,
Science, so for
absolutely
you it
right.
is yes.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
can
already,
see
ma'am,
from a
taking into account these sources.
reliable.
Yeah, thank you for answering, ma'am.
Sir.
Yes, Ishwar sir, you can ask your question.
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask one thing. How much we can use the artificial intelligence tools for paper writing or the thesis writing, ma'am? How much it is allowed in today's scenario, if you see?
Today,
Yes.
article
Yes,
in
sir. Yes, sir. So, sir, I have answered for this
artificial
question.
intelligence.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
yes,
Sir, we can.
I have answered for this question because I was in the field. Actually, literature review, everybody knows that literature review, everybody knows that it's the art of thesis, right? And regarding for your research, and either you are doing by AI or you're doing by yourself, right? It generally depends upon kindly ensure that your literature review is not coming under the umbrella called plagiarism. Okay, and you may be surprised, sir. I'm using AI only, sir. I can use different wordings. Will it be counted as a count? Will it be counted in the path of plagiarism? Yes, yes, I can say yes because I was the chief editor of UGC Care Listed Journal and I'm the secretary of UGC Care Listed Journal. We give better softwares than you people are having. So the software will shows everything where you have taken in AI also where you have taken everything you will come to know. So the concern is it is you can take from AI as whatever source you want to take no problem, but kindly ensure that it is not falls under the term called plagiarism. So if it is a case, definitely your literature will be in trouble. Normally plagiarism will be increasing on literature review only. So you have to be very careful and you have to be handled with this thing very carefully and kindly ensure that you are not falling under the term of plagiarism. And apart from that, you can use as much as you can. And literature review is nothing but you are supposed to give the detailed information about the previous one and also your details also. So what is about the previous study and what is about your study and how long your study is going to get deviated or differentiated between other study. That is what called as literature review mean. Okay. Anyway, either you are whatever the concern you are taking as, it's not a big deal. Nowadays, AI plays a very vital role. AI plays a very vital role. So as a result, and we people are completely, I won't blame only the people from here also, everybody, because now we used to check the quality of papers. We know that. We know the standards of Indian writing. And now while we cross checking about the papers from the beginning till the end, we come to know the entire stuff belong to AI. Okay. So my concern is don't give that much importance for AI. Okay. And because no, and some people used to take classes about AI. Yes, it is good. But don't completely focus your literature review on AI because I will be taking one more session on tenses of research in the next week of Tuesday regarding literature review as well as tenses of research. There I will teach you very clearly and how we can identify where you can take in these kind of sources so that you also will come to know if someone is taking class, someone is doing the presentation, you also will come to know where he is taken or she is taken so that we will be paying justice for the research. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Bennett, sir. But I just wanted to know. My
Please.
question is, sir, when our Indian English is not as good as the foreign, which is required for the general, sir. Am I correct, sir? But
Sir,
when
no,
we,
sir. No, sir. Really, our papers are really good, sir. Earlier, Indian papers were, what was that, considered as a, uh, what was that, garbage. But now Indians published Q1 journal, Q2 journal, Q3 journal, Q4 journal, SSI journal, SC index journal. Now we are started shining everywhere. It doesn't mean that we are not good in English. No, we are good in everything. The main content is uh, we are not able to place where to place where. That is the
yes, sir.
biggest problem, sir. That is the biggest problem. And
Yes,
I
sir.
won't
Yes.
give you any surety that because of AI, you will learn everything. No. Because of research, you will learn everything. I can give you the surety. And I won't tell you that AI will guide you till lifelong. Impossible nature. Because it is artificial. There is plenty of differences between natural as well as artificial. So the artificial intelligence also has its own limitations as well as what was the merits. So yes, now you can ask your doubts, Ishwar sir. I can answer your queries.
Sir, I'm totally agree with you, and I respect and I will go according to your advices, sir. But what I mean to say is, as academically, to use the academic language while writing the paper, like paraphrasing, or like we want our sentences academically academically good. Can we use the uh, paper to what do you call manifest or to make our sentences or the paragraph beautiful?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, Ishwar sir, you are asking a beautiful question. Actually, you are asking question not for you alone. You are asking the question on behalf of 170 participants.
Right, sir.
Participants,
Right, sir.
really we have to thank Ishwar because he is asking a beautiful questions. And regarding AI, okay, and what sir is asking, sir, we know about our limitations, sir. Anyway, am I permitted to use so and so words, sir? Yes, you are permitted, but not completely permitted.
Yes, sir.
We can
Right,
take, sir, actually AI is like a pickle, sir. We can use for our side dish, but don't think that we can eat all those pickle. Definitely it will create its own harm. So that is
yes,
what my concern is. You can take as much as you can based on the
right.
need. Okay, sir?
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you so much, Ishwar Sarji. Thank you.
sir, I am Dr. Coco Wangzam from Imphal. If I would like to add to that discussion again, using AI completely for doing our work, I think it's more of an ethical issue.
Yes.
It's an ethical issue. Like you let the other person do, whether it's plagiarized or not, it can come later. But are you satisfied that someone has just done it? or are you going to say that you have done the work? See, as a researcher, I feel that our main joy is doing our research by ourselves, then the literature review part came, and we see whether others have done it better or not, or others have, or we can even discredit the others work, like if we found something evidence is there, then but with AI the problem is I also had the face the same issue like Iswar sir is facing. Like I always doubted my own English, and I always doubted my own structure of English. So I was also tempted to use, and the problem is it becomes a bit addictive. Like you started doubting more instead of helping it. At some point, it become just to write a paragraph. Also, you kind of go back and let them write and all, which was not good. Then I started reading it all together again. Then it feels that it's quite repetitive. So it become quite mundane. So when I stop using it all together and start writing by my own, then my creativity comes back.
Yes. So thank you so much, ma'am. I'm really happy for you all people that you are so seriously listening to the classes. Yes. Coco Vanjam, ma'am, the basic component of ethical issues comes under plagiarism, ma'am. That is very telling. Yeah. The basic component of ethical issue itself, it comes under plagiarism. So plagiarism is nothing but we'll be having a lot of discussion in the upcoming classes. So what each person is pointed out is right, and what you said also really right. But we will have two more sessions with me. I will be taking 2 more classes for you. So we will
Sure,
come
sir,
to the
I'm
entire
really
conclusion.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, we will be having the entire conclusion about literature review. We will have a great knowledge regarding this, ma'am. Thank you, Ishwar sir, as well as Coco Vangjam.
Sir, thank you, Bennett sir.
Sir,
good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Sir, can I?
Yes,
sir, can I
Ishwar
add
sir.
one more sentence, sir?
Yes, please, Ishwar sir. Please, Ishwar sir.
Sorry for interruption, ma'am.
Please,
Sir,
please, you can talk. You can talk.
Just few days back, I read one article of I don't know which IMM institute was that. He was the director of some IMA institute, sir. I'm not exactly connecting to that institute, but he told that the use of artificial intelligence in research, I admitted in my university, because at last the student use the artificial intelligence, not completely depending on the artificial intelligence, but adding artificial intelligence to his research and making it more concise, more meaningful, and research oriented. This was, I'm not remembering his exact name, sir, but it was published in Indian Express just 3-4 days back, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for these words. Yes, actually, sir, nowadays, now people are giving more importance for AI. They doesn't know the negative impact, right?
Yes.
That's even the as like the coins at both the sides. Why I'm not explaining more about AI, because tomorrow we are having the session about plagiarism and other things. So I don't want to confuse you people. So let it close, and wherever the lag is there, we will have a healthy discussion. Because no, it is only for the study purpose we have created this FDP. So you also will learn many things together with you. I also will learn anything together with us. The resource person also will learn many things, right? It is not about someone is taking class, we are listening. No, someone is taking the lecture and we are asking doubts. If they are not able to answer, we have to answer their doubts. So this is what help us to help you concept. And yes, Nair ma'am, you can ask your doubts now.
Thank you, Bennett sir.
Thank you, Ishwarji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. Ma'am, your class was indeed really helpful. Thank you so much for giving so much information regarding literature review. So my doubt is, I'm currently doing my PhD in Kerala University, and I'm currently working on the very initial phase of my PhD, currently doing my literature review. So I have been going through the different models. My topic is on palliative care. So I have been going through different models of palliative care in foreign countries. So when I go through the literature, I can see one model in America, one model in Singapore, one specific model in Malaysia and all. But I cannot, I cannot generalize all these models. So how can we include these models into a study from the literature? Am I clear and am I audible?
You are completely audible, Dr. Sharmila.
Yes, ma'am. When you when you have is it an article that you have come across in America, Singapore, and
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I
yes?
have gone through some articles which speaks about specific models in all these countries. But my doubt is, can I include these models into my thesis as a generalized one? Say, for an example, a specific model has been used in Singapore. A very different model has been used in America, so and so. But I cannot see more than one article speaking about these models. So, how can we include these models as a generalized one in our study? I mean, in my study?
Ma'am, you can compare. No, ma'am, your study will be completely different from theirs. If anything that is supporting the same idea, your same research topic, whether it is from America or from Singapore or Australia, you can add. So you can say that here in America, this is the concept that is happening there, whereas in India it is not. So whether in whether in there is a research in what you are doing. So you can compare with in America it is like this. Just as I gave an example of Smith Brown and the other one, John Lee. So you can say that in this place it is like this, whereas in this country, so region to region, place to place, country to country, the ideas will be differing. So you are going to say that how it is within our place, in your place, or in regarding your study. So if it is an Indian based study, I did not get what study you were talking about, ma'am. So if it is based on your place, you can say you can compare with the same topic with how it is being dealt with in America, or how it is being looked up in Australia or some the other places.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for
yes.
that. But my doubt is, see, in only one study, I can find that a specific model is used in America. Just in one study, it is mentioning. So, can I generalize that? Can I say that in America, this particular model is being used? Can I generalize like that? Or can I say in just one study, I could find that America is using so and so model? So,
Yeah,
my
you
doubt
can.
is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You continue, ma'am.
So, ma'am, my doubt is, can I generalize that this particular model is used in the entire part of America, or in America this model has been used? Can I generalize like that?
No, ma'am. But that one particular perspective only is being used. No, ma'am. Not you should know. You cannot take in America's whole. No. Yes, you can take for that one particular study. You can take, and you can compare with yours. You cannot generalize America as a whole. You cannot say the same thing can be same perspective will be there to another person in America. Cannot generalize for one sample. You cannot generalize with the whole. That is what I understood. Is there anyone to answer her question? What major, ma'am?
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Your major, ma'am?
Sorry.
Your studies,
Major. Oh, I'm doing
sir,
social
ma'am?
work. I'm doing in social work, and topic is on palliative care. Yeah.
Palliative care. Okay, ma'am. So you can that particular region what they are what you have found out is for a particular region, but that cannot be generalized for a whole country,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay,
That's what my
okay,
idea
ma'am.
is.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I just want to know if there is any differences in taking literature for quantitative and qualitative approaches. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Please repeat the question.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to know if there is any differences or if there is any different techniques in taking reviews for quantitative and qualitative, ma'am, because most of both are the same. Like when we are going for the reviews, I think both qualitative and quantitative approaches will have a same type of literatures.
Quantitative depends on the measuring the variables, no, ma'am. Number. It depends more on number.
No, ma'am. I'm asking about how do we take the reviews? Is there any difference?
Review. So once based on your study, you are wanted to know whether there is qualitative approach and quantitative approach. Is it so?
No, ma'am. I'm asking you like if there's any difference. Like quantitative, we when we are reviewing a paper, we will take everything which is there. The same way we will do it for the qualitative also. I'm asking you if there's any specific differences.
I don't know how to answer this question because qualitative is we are thinking about the quality, right? We are not is not based on number, but quantitative is about numbers. So that is what I get it. Maybe I don't know whether
Okay,
I
ma'am. Thank you,
got it.
thank you, ma'am.
And here we can say this, that before I take any paper for literature review, how can I know whether it is qualitative or quantitative? For literature review, I just need to read the whole paper, and at the end, if I'm able to find something, the variables relatable to my own study, then I could go for it, or I can go for another paper. I think that is what I understand from the question.
Yes, yes.
Can I
Yes, sir.
supplement? For qualitative and the quantitative review literature, I think there is a standard norms that how many review literatures you need to do. It's not about the quality. Suppose your review literacy is very less, 2 or 3, 5. Then the particular organization may not accept your paper, depending upon the review number of review cases. So there is not no question of the quality of the review literature. It's not the kind of literature in history or English. Maybe they can suppose they are studying about a particular novel or a author. If the author is very famous and he or she have the product or researches the poem or novel is minimum, then the research the minimum the review because it will be very, very less. But however, in social science, I think there should be a limit. Suppose 25, 30, or 100 reviews should be there, depending upon the research area you are undergoing. Actually, in that way. What do you say?
Sharmila ma'am, you're not audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did not get the question what she was asking. That's what I was wondering. Can someone, sir, can you repeat the question what she told me, what she asked?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question, ma'am?
I think her question was about the qualitative review of literacy or literature or the quantitative review of literature. So it depends upon the organization or the university for undergoing for study. So they prescribe number of review literatures you should undergo a review, right? And according to the new norms, the review literature must be this much amount as a number of review literature and all. Is it prescribed? I think so. Right, Inessa, what do you say?
Ma'am, I think the question was like every paper has a methodology, like some paper have quantitative methodology or some paper have qualitative. But is there any difference whenever we approach to a paper? Is there any difference for reading a literature of a quantitative or qualitative? Or should we read it as it is? So there is no difference.
Yeah, about the methodology, of course, maybe a qualitative or quantitative.
Yes, we are not
Yes, and
asking
she's
about the
asking.
methodology. We're asking about should we read, is there any strategy or a difference between reading a quantitative paper or a qualitative paper?
No, it should be quantitative. The more you read, the more you review the more literature, you will get more knowledge. It's a common sense, right? While doing a research, you can't,
Yes, yes,
limit
got
or
it.
review literature. This much of amount I have review,
Yes,
only
yes,
have
got it.
know this and that. As much as you can. In
Yes.
the international level, how many research work has done? In national level, how many research papers are done in your research area, and in your own area, in your local area, how many people or how many research were conducted or not? This is most important thing in while conducting a research. There's no limit.
Thank you, ma'am. Got it.
Now, especially if it is a PhD work. For MA, it's all right. For BSc, BA, BSc, Bachelor of Degree, it's all right. Who will be, considered. But for PhD, there is no limit. The more you, it should be for PhD, it should be like there is no area you haven't discovered related to your research area. You must feel in that kind of saturation feeling in your mind, in your heart. Only then you will have a proud feeling. I have done so much of video literature. I have read so much of research work and all. Only then you will feel concerned.
Thank you, ma'am. Got it.
Welcome.
Yes, Hanuman sir, you can ask your question.
Good evening, madam.
Yes, sir.
Madam, audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Madam, this is Hanumanta. Madam, I have a question. The beginning of review of literature is facing so much difficulties, madam. In book, in maximum in books. So how we can review the book, madam? Whole book. If book is totally related to research, so how we can review that book, madam?
Yes. You will have a research question. You will have framed research question, right? So
Hello, madam. Audible, madam?
Ma'am, you're not audible. Sharmila, ma'am, you're not audible.
Audible, huh? Not audible.
I was fluctuating in my network. So when you, for your research, you are reading a book. When you read a book, you have to, you'll be having a research question. So based on your research question, you'll be reviewing the whole book. You will not. So based after reading the whole book only, you will know whether the book is supporting your argument or that answering your research question, or whether it will add to your research topic, whether it will be helpful to your research topic. So when you read the book fully, you will be reading the book, and what you are essential for you, you will be taking that for your research, sir. So you have to critically analyze the
Thank you,
whole
madam.
book
Thank you,
only,
madam.
sir, and from that you have to take the essential answer for the question.
Yes,
Thank
madam.
you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Saraswati ma'am, last question, ma'am. Last person, Saraswati ma'am. You got texted that I have a question. You
Yes,
can ask.
yes.
Yes, please. This is the
Thank
last
you, ma'am.
question, so that then we can end the session.
Thank you, ma'am, for the very insightful lecture. So I have a question.
Thank you, ma'am.
So there are various reports which are published in newspaper, and often we see like there are various papers that are presented in seminars and conferences. So how these items can be used for research?
Newspapers having which is pertaining to your research, ma'am. Ideas in newspaper pertaining to your research.
Yes,
Am I?
yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You can use if it is adding to your research question, if it is answering your research question, or if it is helping to the develop the idea of your research, then you can use it. You can cite it, the date, and the paper from which you have taken that idea, or you're supporting your supporting your argument. So you can take when even newspaper. The article in a newspaper can be used as a resource. So you can only thing you have to cite the date, the paper, the date when you have taken the paper from which you have taken. You can use it as a report. The report from a newspaper can be used for your research.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, dear participants. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the beautiful presentation.
Thank you,
And
sir.
we have a lengthy
Thank you,
presentation
sir.
and we have a lengthy discussion. Thank you so much, all the participants, that you have more knowledge and you have more curious about research literature review. We have 2 more sessions on literature review will be taken care by other experts. So thank you so much. This is about the introduction to the literature review on qualitative research. Okay, and we'll
Thank
be
you, sir.
having various sessions. And sincere thanks to uh, Sharmila ma'am from Tutukurin. And it's a wonderful presentation and hope we everybody enjoyed. And dear participants, we have sent the notes as well as YouTube live stream as well as the contact of Dr. Sharmila ma'am. Meanwhile, if you want to make use of it for your conferences, seminars, as well as workshops, you can make use of it. Definitely, she will come and do the needful accordingly. So today is a good day and tomorrow will be a better tomorrow. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night.